Right now, somewhere on the internet, someone is creating a thumbnail that gets 1 million views, and they're using a tool most beginners completely misunderstand. That tool is Leonardo AI. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how every single setting in the main generation panel works, and you'll build a real, usable YouTube thumbnail from a blank prompt box to a finished image. Leonardo AI is an image generation platform built for creators who need fast, controllable, high-quality visuals. It matters right now because thumbnails and visuals win or lose the click. And most people are wasting credits because they don't understand the panel in front of them. By the time this video ends, you will have built one complete thumbnail concept, and you'll understand the 5 core controls that decide whether your image looks professional or amateur. Let's start at the top of the screen. The first box you see is the prompt input box. This is where you describe what you want the AI to create. Type it like you're describing a photo to a photographer, not like you're chatting with a friend. For example, instead of writing a cool guy, write a confident young man, cinematic lighting, shallow depth of field, 4K detail. Specific words produce specific results. Vague words produce vague, forgettable images. Right below that box is something most beginners completely ignore: the negative prompt field. This is where you tell Leonardo what you do not want in the image. Things like blurry, distorted hands, extra fingers, watermark, low quality. Here's the beginner mistake. They leave this box empty and then wonder why their hands look broken or their background looks messy. A strong negative prompt is not optional. It's half the battle. And next you'll see image dimensions. This controls the width and height, or in simple terms, the shape of your canvas. For a YouTube thumbnail, you want a 16:9 ratio because that matches exactly how YouTube displays your image on every device. Choosing the wrong dimension means cropping later, and cropping can cut off the exact detail that made your image work in the first place. Now the number of images setting. This simply decides how many variations Leonardo generates from one prompt. I recommend generating 4 at a time. Why 4? Because AI generation has randomness built in. One version might nail the lighting, another might nail the expression. Comparing variations side by side is how professionals select the strongest option instead of settling for the first result. Now we get to the 2 settings that confuse almost everyone: guidance scale, also called CFG, and the inference step slider. Let's break these down one at a time with real before and after thinking. CFG, guidance scale, controls how strictly the AI follows your prompt. A low CFG, around 4 to 6, gives the AI more creative freedom. Results can look more natural, but sometimes drift away from what you type. A high CFG, around 10 to 14, forces the AI to follow your prompt more literally, but push it too high, and the image starts looking overly sharp, oversaturated, almost artificial. For thumbnails, a CFG around 7 to 8 is the sweet spot, close enough to your vision, natural enough to look real. Now, inference steps. Think of this as how many passes the AI takes to refine the image. Steps. Around 10 to 15, generate fast, but the image often looks rough, with soft details and unclear edges. High steps. Around 30 to 40, take longer, but the details sharpen, textures improve, and the final result looks polished and professional. Here's the warning though. Going beyond 50 steps rarely improves quality further. You're just burning extra generation time for almost no visible difference. Let's put this together and build something real. Say our goal is a YouTube thumbnail for a tech review video. In the prompt box we type excited young content creator, pointing at a glowing smartphone, dramatic studio lighting, vibrant background, ultra-detailed, cinematic. In the negative prompt, we add blurry, extra fingers, watermark, low resolution, distorted face. We set dimensions to 16:9, number of images to 4, CFG to 8, and inference steps to 35. Click, generate, and wait. Look at what happens. The 4 variations come back, And immediately you can see the difference good settings make. The lighting is dramatic, like we asked. The face is clean, no extra fingers, no broken details, because our negative prompt did its job. We picked the strongest variation, the one with the clearest expression and the best composition, and that becomes our finished thumbnail base. Now let's talk business application. Creators are using Leonardo to generate thumbnail concepts in minutes instead of hours, testing multiple emotional expressions before committing to one. Agencies are using it to produce ad creative variations at scale, A/B testing which version drives more clicks, and solo creators are saving real money, skipping expensive photo shoots for concepts that AI can generate convincingly in seconds. Here's an advanced trick almost nobody talks about. If your first generation is close but not perfect, don't start over completely. Adjust only the CFG by 1 or 2 points and regenerate. Small adjustments produce dramatically different fine details without losing your overall composition. This is how professionals fine-tune instead of gambling on a completely new prompt every time. Let's cover the most common beginner mistakes so you avoid them completely. Mistake 1. Skipping the negative prompt, then blaming the AI for bad hands. Mistake 2. Setting CFG too high, thinking higher always means better. It doesn't. Pause. Mistake 3. Generating only one image instead of comparing variations. Mistake 4. Ignoring dimensions, then cropping out the best part of the image later. Avoid these 4 mistakes, and you're already ahead of most people using this tool. So here's your action plan for today. Open Leonardo AI. Write one specific prompt. Write a real negative prompt. Set your CFG to 8, set your steps to 35, and generate 4 variations. Compare them. Pause. Pick the strongest one. That's it. That's a professional workflow, not a beginner's guess. You now understand the exact panel that creates thumbnails at creative and concept art used by real working creators. Go build your first one today, and you'll already be ahead of 90% of people who never bothered to learn these settings properly. Before we wrap up, let's quickly walk through getting set up. In case you're starting from absolute zero, head to the Leonardo AI website, create a free account using your email or a Google login, and you'll land directly on the dashboard. The dashboard is organized into a left sidebar, your tools and models, and a center feed showing community creations for inspiration. Click Image Generation to open the exact panel we've been using throughout this video. Let's also talk about model selection, because it directly affects the panel we just covered. Above the prompt box, you'll see a model drop-down. Different models interpret CFG and steps slightly differently. A photorealistic model will respond beautifully to higher steps, while a stylized or anime-style model often looks great even at lower steps. Test your favorite model with the same prompt, same CFG, same steps, and notice how the output changes. That single comparison teaches you more than any tutorial. Now, a quick word on prompt engineering, because the words you choose matter just as much as the sliders. Structure your prompt in layers: subject first, then lighting, then style, then quality boosters like highly detailed or 8K. Avoid stacking contradictory styles like minimalist and hyper-detailed. In the same prompt, the AI gets confused and your results suffer. One clear direction, written in layers, beats 10 conflicting keywords every single time. Here's a hidden feature worth knowing. Leonardo lets you use prompt magic, an enhancement toggle that automatically refines your wording before generation. For beginners, switching this on is a fast way to get better results while you're still learning how to write strong prompts yourself. Just don't rely on it forever. Understanding the raw settings like we did today is what separates a casual user from someone who can produce results on demand. One more advanced strategy: seed locking. Every image has a hidden seed number behind it. If you lock that seed and only change your prompt slightly, Leonardo keeps the same composition while updating the details. This is incredibly useful when a client says, "I love the layout, just change the outfit." You don't have to gamble on a brand new generation. Finally, keep an eye on updates. Leonardo regularly rolls out new models and refined generation panels, So settings like CFG ranges can shift slightly over time. The principle. You learned today balance between guidance and creative freedom. Balance between speed and detail stays true no matter how the interface evolves. Master the principle and you'll never be lost, even when the buttons move around.